These are the most dangerous elite special forces in the world. You definitely don't want to mess with them, so don't give them a reason to have to come and find you. Because Korea's Special Mission Group definitely will. And they'll make it look easy, because they've been specially trained to be able to get into everything, and I'm not even kidding. Watch as they expertly break into this bus for a counterterrorism drill. The speed and timing it must take to pull this off makes me glad I'm not the one they're looking for. Getting into buildings isn't a problem for them either, and it doesn't matter which kind it is. Warehouses, skyscrapers, hotels, they can breach it all. This sort of deployment takes years of practice to get perfect, and one wrong move could cost them the whole mission. It's not just about simply rappelling down either. Everybody has a part to play. Whether it's holding the rope, breaking the window, or swinging in, each person has to be on their A game for it to work. Yeah, these guys are on another level. I mean, look at this guy. It takes a certain kind of fearless individual to be able to stick around. If they're willing to go through this kind of training and conditioning, no thanks. I'll leave the jumping off bridges to the professionals. And I don't know which professionals designed this training exercise, because it seems dangerous to put it lightly. These Chinese soldiers are tasked to play the world's most wild version of hot potato by handling a live grenade off to each other until this happens. I guess it's some sort of high-intensity training or something. They're lucky that none of them took a grenade to the chest. Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm no Captain America. Get back! But it does seem like everyone in South Korea's special forces is. Breaking bricks with their head and running at full speed into concrete is no problem for them. And that's because these elite soldiers put themselves through extreme conditioning and intense taekwondo training to be able to do it. Using their athleticism, they're able to effortlessly jump in the air and kick boards in half, like something right out of the Matrix. And if that's not enough to convince you that these guys are superheroes, then I don't know what will. Their skills and weapon training alone gives me a real crawling only using their hands and knees, or with their hands tied behind their backs. And if that doesn't sound bad enough, if they mess up, they have to start all over again. The instructors even pour salt water over the soldiers' open wounds to make the experience even more painful. I think it's safe to say that this is some of the most brutal training imaginable. But you know what would be worse? Not liking and subscribing to the channel. Yeah, I'll see myself out. These North Korean soldiers gave a whole new meaning to thick skin. Over years of intense conditioning, they've somehow trained their bodies to be able to withstand heavy amounts of abuse. Their muscles are so strong that even sledgehammers do no harm. I mean, this guy has concrete smashed onto his chest while laying on a bed of nails and still gets up without a scratch. While this soldier takes it a step further by having bricks smashed on his head. Others don't even bother laying down and decide to break the concrete slabs by running head first into them. And it doesn't stop there. They can even jump over cars and bend metal rods only using their chest. Yeah, I'm convinced when it comes to this team, if they're looking for someone, they'll do anything to find them. And when it comes to the Navy SEALs, it's survival of the fittest, and not everyone's cut out for it. Because in order to make it into this unit, you have to survive a week of constant training and drills, also known as Hell Week. It starts with ruthless early morning exercises that often go on for hours. Most candidates operate only on a few hours of sleep each night, and spend most of their time running, doing physical training and obstacle courses. In an effort to show their commitment to the cause, soldiers are asked to carry logs with their teammates uphill. But if that wasn't enough, they're also forced to carry a raft from the beach all the way to the ocean. Some are even asked to carry their teammates on their backs. So yeah, no wonder only a few people make it through that. The Chinese Special Forces train their soldiers in even worse conditions by making them endure weather as cold as -20 degrees Celsius. As part of their extreme weather training, they have to take snow baths, which involve throwing snow onto their and have to bear a different kind of element, mud. This endurance test is designed for new recruits to test their mental and physical resilience. And since the whole thing is done in the mud, each movement they make requires everything they've got, but they have no choice but to keep going. In order to complete, they have to crawl, do sit-ups, and push and carry logs, all while having to endure the most excruciating pain their bodies ever felt. And you can't fall back or fall behind, because if you do, you and your entire team have to start all over. You have to be willing to do anything to finish, even if it means dragging your teammate to the end. Most of us have a fear of drowning, but imagine you are drowning inside a helicopter.
How are you? I am under the water.
Well, lucky for us, we don't have to worry about that too much. But for the US Marines, that scenario isn't all that improbable. And this is where the Helo Dunker comes in, a machine that literally simulates an actual helicopter crash.
I mean, it's It's alright, like...
Yeah, it's just all simulations, but that doesn't take away from the fact that drowning is still a very real possibility during the test. You actually want to be there. It's full of relentless physical and mental drills like dragging a partner's body, bear crawling, rolling through the sand, and river crossing with a rope. All of this while being yelled at by their sergeant.
Smith, what are you doing just looking around?
And you better know the mission statement by heart, because they're going to ask you to say it out loud, word for word, while doing pull-ups.
To establish weather data networks while simultaneously...
And if you mess it up, you and your entire team are going to be punished.
Expertly employ...
Nope. Get on the pull-up bar and say the mission statement.
So yeah, it's pretty intense. But you know what's even more intense? Having to cross a frozen lake. And in Norway, the Royal Marines operate in that kind of environment very often.
Today we're taking the guys through their ice-breaking drill. It's an essential drill that they need to go through.
So if at any time someone falls through the ice, they need to know how to get themselves out. An exercise intended to expose the soldiers to the elements by forcing them to escape from frozen water unassisted. And these guys only have a matter of minutes to do so before hypothermia and frostbite run its course. So every second counts.